Hello everyone, I'm Alex Dykes, and today we're taking a look at the MyFord Touch infotainment system inside the Ford Focus ST. This is a touchscreen system, and the basic home screen is what you're seeing right here. It's divided into 4 quadrants. We have entertainment down here, phone, navigation if so equipped, and climate over here. If you didn't have the navigation system, all you would get is this compass right there. This I button down here is where you access sync services. This is sort of like a lighter version of General Motors OnStar. We also have access to our Sirius TravelLink information services if you pay for the subscription for that, weather, sports info, traffic, fuel prices, etc. We have vehicle alerts, calendars, as well as sync apps that integrate with this system. Back on the home screen, we're going to take a look at entertainment first, and that's in this lower red quadrant here. If we click on this, we'll see our sources over here on the side, AM, FM, Sirius satellite radio. We have our single slot CD player lower in the dashboard. You can scoot down. We have our Bluetooth input, SD card input, as well as an AV card input. The Focus ST does have a manual source button lower in the dashboard, allowing you to cycle through these inputs. MyFord Touch is one of the first systems on the market to have a very full-featured Ipod interface, and that continues. If we click the Browse button over here, you'll be able to browse your media device, whether it be an iPhone, a USB, an Android device, etc. You have full access to playlists, artists, albums, genres, etc. And you do have also a full library of natural voice commands via the voice command system. And you can tell the system, play artist Madonna, play artist Toby Keith, etc. And the system will find your songs that match that description and start playing them in the system. The system does work very well for those voice commands. If we move over here to the phone screen, we have our typical Bluetooth phone interface with messaging, of course, if your Bluetooth device supports it. iPhones do not support it at this time. Down here we also have a privacy button, hold button, mute button, as well as a join button for conference calls, leaving this to be one of the more fully featured interfaces available. Over here on the navigation screen, over on the navigation tab, we have a fairly high resolution mapping interface with XM traffic displayed right there on the screen. It's a little bit difficult to see in this video. Let's see if we can adjust. There we go. So you can see that. You can see this little green line right there on Highway 17. That's showing you that the traffic condition is good right now. Overall, these maps aren't quite as attractive as some of the newer entries in this lineup. However, these are still more attractive than what you'll find in something like a Volkswagen GTI, which is a direct competitor with this Focus ST. Right here we can change our views up, the direction of travel up, north up. We also have a 3D view right there. We can also select a split screen view, which would show you your next point of interest category or next exit, etc. Zooming in and out right there via those buttons. This menu button over here takes you to system settings, as well as a direct connect button for Sirius TravelLink information on the map. Again, that requires a Sirius data subscription. If we hit the destination button, we can enter via this screen right here at emergency point of interest, favorites, home, street addresses, etc. One thing to note is that most of this is available via the natural voice commands in the system, which is a very good thing because entering addresses in the system using the screen is very sluggish. As you can see right here, it's just not responsive at all. If you were going to enter a long address in the system, you probably would have given up by the time you got there. Fortunately, the voice commands are very quick and very responsive and also very accurate in the system. The last quadrant down here is climate. This is what differentiates this from something like a Fiesta ST. The Fiesta doesn't have the climate section in here. The slightly more expensive Ford vehicles do. This means that you can control the climate control via this touchscreen or via the physical buttons down below. You don't have to use this setup right here, but it also means that these are now voice commandable with inside the sync command system. So you can hit the voice button, and then you can also voice command your climate control there. Overall, the system is very intuitive, very slick, very easy to use. I find this much more intuitive than the system that Volkswagen is using in the current generation GTI. I think this might be slightly more intuitive even than the current generation Mazda 3 system that was just launched in the brand new Mazda 3. The big difference, however, is that Mazda 3 infotainment system is only available in the very high-end versions of the Mazda 3. The lower-end ones don't get that new multi-touchscreen interface with the joystick controller, and the lower-end models just have a regular old button bank. And Ford is sticking this MyFord Touch system in pretty much all versions of the Ford Focus. You don't have to go terribly high up the food chain in order to get this system as an option. It's also not a terribly expensive option either, and the navigation is a fairly decent value as far as I'm concerned. So I would definitely get the MyFord Touch system and the navigation option in there. Rank this obviously above the Volkswagen system, probably above the Hyundai and Kia systems that are available in the market as well. That's been our quick look at MyFord Touch. Be sure and click the banner down below to be directed to our full review of the Focus ST. And you can also click that subscribe banner down there as well and be updated on all of our latest videos.